Welcome to Gimcrack Video. How can I help you tonight?
Hey, yeah, we're just browsing for something a little different.
Well, have you tried our Forgotten Classics section?
Is that the one over there under the sign that says Blighted by God?
Oh, I found something. Have you seen this before?
Never heard of it. Let's grab it.
Enjoy your selection.
You know we're still here, right?
Oh.
So, Dustin, I have a question.
Yes.
If you accidentally stepped into a teleporter,
Mm-hmm.
would it be a problem if when you came out at the other side, you had the murderous brain of a fly?
Yeah, that might make an interesting movie.
Did you know that that's a line that Vincent Price says in the original The Fly? He has the murderous brain of a fly.
But what if you had the murderous brain of a mosquito?
I'd say that'd suck. Much like this movie.
It wasn't terrible.
There's not an episode here. This is just a Sci-Fi Channel original movie.
There's an episode. You just wait.
Why? Because Parker Lewis can't fucking lose? He lost.
Yes.
He lost big time.
He did not lose. He can't lose.
I would say the end of the film argues against that point.
You mean the Wonder Years outro he did?
I lost everything. Parker Lewis, you had it coming.
This movie, just call it Kubiak's Revenge. I watched way too much of that stupid show.
I didn't actually watch it. I just knew about it. Because what was it that Parker Lewis was based off the Ferris Bueller TV show, or it was the Ferris Bueller TV show?
No, there was a different Ferris Bueller TV show.
Right, and then this. Yeah, because that show didn't last, and Parker Lewis lasted longer than it.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
I think that was like 2 seasons or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's just start this episode. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to Found on Shelf, the only podcast willing to tell you the truth about mosquitoes and MILFs. My name is Dustin, and joining me today is Patrick. How we doing?
Well, I'm curious what's going on in Mosquito I'd Like to Fuck Manor.
What I can tell you about is summertime, and this is
where the weather is hot.
Yes, and I figured this episode should be coming out right around the end of summer. So I was thinking of, what's the worst part about summer besides the oppressive heat in Texas? What is the worst part about summer?
The thunderstorms in Texas?
No, I think the worst part is these damn mosquitoes that just keep coming all over the place. And I really wanted to get something that would make you really feel like you're in that summer annoyance. But you had already seen the 1994 movie Mosquito, correct?
Yeah. I was 10, so I might have missed a few things, but
yeah. So the gist of our podcast here is one of us will pick a movie that the other one has not seen, or maybe neither one of us has seen, and we'll just watch it, and the person that picked it does a little behind the scenes stuff to it. So I wanted to skip Mosquito. You said you saw it when you were 10, but I wanted to go new territory here.
Behind the scenes stuff with it sounds like you fucked the movie.
Oh, I wasn't the one that fucked this movie. Anyway, what we are going to be talking about here today is the 2005 Syfy original Mansquito.
If you cut off a truck's truck nuts, do you think it becomes more docile?
No.
All right, Mansquito. Now,
Mansquito.
no, it's not Mansquito. It's Mosquito Man.
Well, it's both.
It's both.
Yes.
But like if you so on the Wikipedia page it's both, but on IMDb and in the opening credits of the copy I've seen, it's Mosquito Man. So what's the story there?
It's funny because if you're on IMDb, the title of the movie is Mansquito, but the poster for the movie is Mosquito Man. And I just think they couldn't decide on which name they wanted to go with, so they kept switching it around back and forth.
Far be it for me to force people to make choices.
Yes, I mean it's a Syfy original here. What? Yeah, what are you going to do with that? But Patrick, if you were going to try and convince someone else to watch this movie and enjoy it as much as you did, what would be your little elevator pitch for this movie?
You got 90 minutes you need to kill on a Friday night, and you got some popcorn already popped? Put on Mansquito. You need a movie to play in the background while you doom scroll Twitter? Mansquito's got you covered.
Have you already finished watching every single episode of Parker Lewis Can't Lose?
And
you check out Mansquito.
What this movie really needs is a Fly ripoff. Really spice up the 2 seasons of Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Mm-hmm.
Mansquito's there for you.
Yeah. Well, I have what the official trailer and the official pitch was.
Is it just the Cramps song "Human Fly"?
It should be, but no. That would have been a good addition. But no. I got it right here. And I didn't check this, so let's hope I got the right trailer this time. Hang on.
Swear if Jeff Goldblum's voice comes over the speaker.
The disease affects both young and old. Every bed is full, and they're doing all they can.
He was scheduled to take part in our experimental drug testing program.
Wait. What are you saying? That you're experimenting on convicts?
Too little, and nothing happens. Too much, and who knows what you get.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
That explosion must have done something to him. I'm telling you, it must have altered his DNA somehow.
They're giving you a blood transfusion to try and slow this down.
He wants to mate Tom. That's why he's looking for me. He's here!
You don't know what you're up against! You can't go in there. Well, I'm going in. Hey! Mansquito!
No, he's not dead, Tom. It's not my blood.
No, Ray!
Is it gone?
The trailer's pretty much just noises.
I don't remember any of this movie, and I watched the whole thing.
Well, I think this is is this our first Syfy original movie that we've had?
Maybe one of those shark.
Or was
movies last
I
year.
think that one, the Toxic Shark might have been.
Toxic Shark has big Syfy original vibes.
So this movie was going the Syfy original routes was the idea of this dude named Ray Canella, and he and two of his colleagues that worked for Syfy did a ton of monster movies, but they worked in Syfy Channel's scheduling and acquisitions department. So they got frustrated with the quality of movies that they were buying from some other independent producers and just decided that they could do better. So they convinced the executives at Syfy to let them make a movie.
What? They weren't happy with Gargoyle's Dark Skies.
Right. They had So this is about 2002 when they came out with the movie.
Okay.
Like,
Okay. So 2002 was still on the heels of like Syfy Channel having some actual science fiction movies for movie of the week, because he had, I remember, if you remember, the APOC films or things like that. So it was like actual sci-fi. So
yeah,
I could see is where one might get their cackles up if you start to see the way the wind is blowing with the Syfy Channel around 2002.
mm-hmm. And then by 2005, they were greenlit to do 22 movies that year. And I found this article. I think it was in Wired.
Is it the one about the chupacabra in the crate?
No, this is from 2004, that they were paying independent studios a flat rate of $750,000 to make this film. So basically, they came up with the idea and they said, "Hey, here's $750,000, make a movie." And they'd have to. That was the money they had to spend on writing, on directing, on everything. And it usually came out to be quite a bit more than that, about $1.5 million or so, or more. That the independent studios had to pay, but they had all the rights for international distribution, and Syfy kept the United States distribution. And they had a couple of rules that when they made these movies. So there was a couple of firm rules that they wanted. One was to actually show the monster and or alien, because that was a big thing that upset them about a lot of independent movies, was that they would have, a really cool monster that would pop up and then you would never see him again until the very end of the movie.
Right, because budgets.
Yeah, and they're like, no, screw that. We want to see the monster. And we want to see the monster within the first 15 minutes of the movie, and we want you to put the monster in the title of the movie. And we want an average of about one death every 8 minutes.
I mean, that's a pretty good rule to have. I like that rule.
Yeah, I think that's good guidelines. I mean, the execution may not have been there, but the foundation was nice. So yeah, that's kind of where a lot of these movies came from, and a lot of those movies that you saw from 2002 on for the next few years of all the Saturday Night Syfy original movies, they're basically trying to just throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks, to see if something will. And then eventually they got there with Sharknado.
Okay,
so yeah,
Sharktopus had the better theme song.
Yes, yeah, that was the kind of surfer song, right? Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I've got it on my iPod right now.
Of course you do.
The song fucks, man. It's awesome.
Let's get down.
Speaking of things that fucks.
Speaking of things that fucks. All right. So do you want to actually give what like the premise of this movie is, like how?
So this is the movie about what happens to you if you spill some of that blue stuff from pad commercials on you.
Yes. But yeah.
Okay. You sound like you like something more specific. All right. You okay with it?
I don't know. We're gonna make it through this one.
He's regretting having me as a podcast host. I can tell. Okay, so the movie, it's about a mosquito. It's about a dude who becomes a mosquito. It's about okay. West Nile virus,
basically,
quote unquote, is spreading everywhere, and so this company with government contracts is trying to create a cure by encasing mosquitoes in the blue stuff from the pad commercials and then freezing and irradiating them, and somehow this is going to change their DNA, and these experimental mosquitoes will help fight West Nile virus, but they need results, God damn it, and they need them now.
Exactly.
They're going to do unlicensed testing on convicts.
And Patrick, I do have a fact for you about mosquitoes. Did you know that mosquitoes are the deadliest animal on the planet because of how they can spread diseases? That was your mosquito fun fact.
Mosquito fun fact.
That's just wrong on the face of it. Nothing about mosquitoes is fun.
You don't like my fun fact sound clip? I mean, immediately you know when you see a prisoner in handcuffs in a bus in a movie, he's going to escape somehow. That's just going to happen.
He looks like a bargain basement Brad Pitt. And what I figured out is because I had to IMDb this guy. I had to figure out what I knew him from. I didn't know him from nothing because he was the makeup guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he wasn't really in much.
Parker Lewis, who cannot lose, is a cop.
Which was a terrible casting idea. He's such a nice guy.
Such a nice guy. He's a nice cop.
Right?
Then he is dating a research scientist who is researching the mosquitoes in the secret mosquito lab. Mm-hmm. So Parker Lewis is nice guy cop, and and he's dating this woman whose quest is a penetration beyond the veil. That's another Fly reference. I don't know how many times I can throw out Fly quotes and catch them.
We'll try. We'll try. But yeah, so the prisoner escapes, grabs a gun, blah blah blah. He holds somebody hostage, and he kills her. And he does like this wrestling move off the top ropes to tackle the Parker Lewis's girlfriend there.
The convict escapes from the cops and laid siege to this lab, which is actually just office space in the building that they've rented because that was their budget. What's hilarious here is he's trying to escape from jail. So he goes further into the facility to do that.
Yes. Which makes no sense.
In one of the worst shootouts ever with like guys that have like stormtrooper. He eventually winds up in the secret mosquito room holding the research scientist at gunpoint. Mm-hmm. After having murdered basically everyone else in the facility except for the evil head scientist who's something to begin with. Security guards are shooting at him, and he breaches containment on the mosquito field, and so they lock everything down, and it explodes. And when it explodes in radiation and blue goo, which gets all in his wounds and infects him. So what happens is he becomes Mosquito Man, a crime fighter who defends New York City.
Would have been a better movie. I would watch it. There's our pitch.
Listen, I would watch that. It's not a pitch for quality from coming from Patrick. I watch anything. I don't have standards.
No, this is true.
I watched this movie.
This is true.
And anyway, so that's I guess that's the basic idea. Is he crawls away and transforms into a mosquito monster.
Yeah, and at first, like just his arm transforms.
Yeah,
and I thought it was pretty well done. At least the effects that they used on the Mosquito Man were pretty cool to fit within a budget. I don't think he really looked like a mosquito, but
the problem is it's the Fly.
Yeah,
it's straight up 1986 Cronenberg's The Fly remake. Like down to the metaphor. It's like, okay, yes and no, right? Because obviously The Fly is about AIDS. This movie's not about AIDS. It's about the West Nile virus, but it talks about it like it's AIDS in the 80s because they're talking about everyone being sick and there's no room to stay in hospitals. And you're like, oh, that sounds a lot like Reagan's 80s. And then you're like, oh, it's this. And like the monster, when you see him, it looks like the monster at the end of The Fly, or at least the one from The Fly 2.
Yeah, Electric Boogaloo. But anyway, so Ray, after his arm gets transformed, he gets to go find his girlfriend who works in a bar. So he goes to...
So Ray is the convict.
Yeah, so, Mansquito. And then he starts to arm wrestle this guy and actually like breaks his arm. There's like a part of his forearm that just actually breaks out of his skin.
No, that was Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Ray is in jail. He was put in jail by Parker Lewis. Ray is put in jail because he was a multiple murderer. They imply serial killer, but later they say that all of his victims died of multiple gunshot wounds. And serial shooters, while a thing, are pretty uncommon thing to utilize in a movie like this. So I guess give them points for an interesting choice.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. And but yeah, I kind of guess I don't understand this, but well, whatever. Once he gets to his girlfriend's apartment, he like fully mutates into Mansquito, And I
Yeah, they
do
were done
appreciate
fucking
that
around.
they didn't dilly-dally with this. They just got right to the point. Here he is. And what does he do as soon as he turns into a Mansquito?
Listen, she had plenty of time to run away from Mansquito. His girlfriend sees him turn into Mansquito, and she trips over the couch and lies on the couch screaming until Mansquito slowly slunks its way over there and extends its weird nozzle nose and just like sucks her dry, and all of the blood out of her, and like a turbo vampire. But it's like getting killed by one of Romero's zombies, right? Like, it's sad, but weren't you asking for it a little?
Yeah, you didn't really do anything to get out of that situation. I mean, even if he wasn't turning into a mosquito, he's a convict that just escaped prison. I think you want to get out of there anyway.
I think she was trying to. I think that was going to be the intention, but she ran into that room instead of out of the room because they had budget and time constraints and just wanted to kill her quickly.
Yes.
8 minutes, right?
Yeah, it was just about 8 minutes probably. Yeah, so he buries his little mosquito nozzle into her and just kills her right away. And this was my my first real big problem with the movie, and I have to correct something on here. Did you know only female mosquitoes bite people, and male mosquitoes mainly feed off of plant juice?
Mosquito fun fact.
Yes, no, I did know that. Which it's funny because later, he's asking about if all mosquitoes drink blood, and she's like, "Well, some do, and some don't." I'm like, "Well, there's a definitive answer to this one. As a mosquito scientist, I think you could share with the class."
Yes, but she's not a Mansquito scientist.
No, but she's a mosquitologist. She should know the ins and outs of the mosquitoes.
Yes. And then we kind of go back to the doctor into the lab, looking at it all being destroyed. Now, this lady, Dr. Jennifer Allen is her character's name. She was in a lot of music videos. I was looking at her information and like all over the place in music videos. Amy Grant, Chris Isaak, Tina Turner, Rod Stewart, Alice Cooper, Elton John. Like random videos all over the place. She's done a lot of video game voices, and she was Sindel in the Mortal Kombat Annihilation movie. Yeah, and you know what else? You know what else she was in?
A no-name Norm.
A 1994 episode of Murder, She Wrote. That's going to be my new Murder, She Wrote sound. I've been having fun with sound bites, if you haven't noticed. This movie didn't really have a lot of audio to clip out of it, so I just kind of had to do other things.
Well, that's why I was trying to find a clip earlier of Vincent Price saying the murderous brain of a fly, but it's not on YouTube. You'd have to scrub through the whole movie to find it. Okay.
We're not that professional.
Or whatever Rob Zombie song uses it, because I'm certain there's got to be one, right?
Yeah. Dr. Jennifer is back in the lab looking at all her shit that's been destroyed. Her boss is drinking, already fired a bunch of people because he's like, all this work is done. And, you know, she starts kind of acting weird, and then she licks blood off of a tray, but then she acts like there's nothing wrong with it. And then, you know, you can tell that her mutation is just going a lot slower because she wasn't directly in front of the blast, I'm guessing.
Only one drop dropped on her.
Oh yeah, on her little arm there.
A single drop dropped on her.
Yes.
And from that drop grew a mosquito. God, this movie is so boring, dude.
You would think it's a little bit more exciting with all these deaths that happen, because like Mansquito bursts in, kills her boss, and then we go back to the bar, and he's like murdered a bunch of people in the bar. And at this point, we're 32 minutes into the film, and he's killed 8 people already. We are over the one death every 8 minutes mark.
It's a serviceable movie. It's not terrible. It's just not good. It's boring. It's boring, which is the cardinal sin.
And then Parker Lewis goes to check out the crime scene, and he's like, I don't know, something about this just doesn't seem right. And I'm thinking, gee, is it the large puncture hole in these people and the drainage of blood?
At least Mosquito took the time to show you the giant puncture holes in people.
Yeah, this was just, it was just there. But yeah, so, and he goes to take his, because, there's this crime going all over the place, and her lab's was destroyed, and, it's a good time to just go out to dinner.
And she's morbing out the whole way through.
Yeah, smelling flowers. She can't stop smelling them. They smell delicious. And we see like Mansquito in the bushes just hiding and like trying to like look at them, which is just bizarre. I don't know why they went that way, but
I don't know. They wanted. Well, Mansquito's a puppet, by the way.
Yeah. He's got
some bad CG to show you him transforming, but he's ostensibly a puppet.
Not a terrible design. I mean, for a giant monster.
Of course, it's not a bad design. It's just the fly.
Yeah, but some dude yells at him, and I don't. This guy yells at Mansquito like he's just some. And this dude that yells at him turns out he's like a bum living in the sewers. But for some reason, he's yelling at Mansquito that the park is closed and he's not supposed to be there. And then so Mansquito follows him and just kills all the homeless people that are living in the tunnel. Did you know that mosquitoes are attracted to carbon dioxide and lactic acid? And that larger people attract more mosquitoes because larger people produce more carbon dioxide and lactic acid. So mosquitoes are far more likely to sting or to bite larger people.
Mosquito fun fact.
I made that just to torture you, and it seems like it's working. I thought you'd like a little soundbite, a little snippet to go with it to, pep up the show a little bit.
Yeah, pep. Keep it peppy. I've fallen asleep just thinking about this movie.
Parker Lewis goes to make sweet, sweet love to his girlfriend, and then she bites him like a vampire.
Or just giving him a hickey. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. I mean, it's a little juvenile, but it's fine.
Yeah, and then she has this like, I'm kind of transforming, but I'm really not seen, which I think was just an excuse to get her to kind of wither around in her bra and panties in the bathroom.
Yeah, it was.
You got that too.
How could you not? It's right there.
Like, that really didn't go anywhere. So was it necessary? No. Whatever.
Yeah, it's a shorter walk to the mosquito than the fly gets to the fly, and also much hornier.
Yeah, you got to throw a little horniness in. It's a Syfy original Saturday night movie.
Whatever happened to Saturday night?
I'm sure they got they got bought out or something. Didn't somebody else buy the company? And
it's a Rocky Horror reference.
I'm all taking it literally. Jesus Christ.
That's okay. I throw in a Rocky Horror quote at least once an episode.
Why should I take anything literal that you say? I should know better than that. Everything is from something. It's not.
Have you seen Kill Bill? Everything's from something. It's like an original thing in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what makes it cool.
Speaking of movies that don't have an original thought in their head.
Back to Mansquito.
All right, the thing about Mosquito is I could talk about all day about how much is the fucking fly?
Yeah, Ray goes and
okay, yeah, so this scene is not the fly. You know what this scene is?
What's that?
Do you remember Mimic?
Yes.
This scene is Mimic.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. So the cop, he's gonna go chase down Mansquito in the subway because there's a body in the subway. They see it. Then he goes a little bit further down the tunnel. He finds Mansquito. He shoots it. It gets away. He tries to put an all points bulletin on a giant monster, which worked out great for like the people at the end of Chucky who decided to throw it in their reports that their doll was real.
Yeah, and he tases him, and that's what like makes him run off.
Mm-hmm.
You would think every other time that they would see them, they would think, let's try to use electricity on them because the bullets don't work.
Like an episode of Wellington Paranormal.
But they don't ever until like the very, very, very end of the movie. But anyway.
Like American Cops.
So, yeah, Parker Lewis goes back to talk to his girlfriend to see if she knows anything. And she's running tests on her own blood in the lab and to see. And she's like, oh, she realizes she's mutating. And then Mansquito shows up.
Stop.
And she just...
You were glossing over something here. And I'm not going to let you do it. This is the worst tantrum I have ever seen in a movie. When she realizes she's mutating, she throws a tantrum and destroys her lab. Much like Darkman in Darkman. Mm-hmm. Or Darkman in Darkman 2. But unlike Liam Neeson, this tantrum is not just overacted, but also in an unbelievable way. Because as she's just randomly throwing stuff, she takes the time to kick the chair. So she's throwing everything and then like goes out of her way to side kick a chair.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that. Just like just throwing everything off the tables makes sense, but turning around in a different direction and reaching out to side kick the chair and then going back to throwing things all around on the counters makes no sense. It's so dumb looking.
Yeah,
and you were just going to skip that.
It's a bit of a tantrum.
It's and then Mansquito shows up, and then she's equal parts terrified and aroused, which, you know, okay.
Right.
And then she passes out, and Mansquito leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
I don't know why. Why wouldn't he just take her? I don't.
Yeah, so his weird mosquito lair.
Yeah, why not just rip off? Why can't I think of the movie or the play?
King Kong.
What am I? Well, King Kong was another one. I was thinking Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, right, because she's his angel of music.
Yes, let's just keep ripping off more movies. That's what it's all about.
Well, have you seen Phantom of the Mall? Eric's Revenge.
Mm-mm.
It's much better. See, it's Phantom of the Opera, but he wears a wife beater and a baseball hat.
Oh, all right.
It's so bad. He watches himself in the mirror pumping iron with the opera mask on. It's Pauly Shore's first role. Not as the Phantom, but in that movie.
All right. Well, now we'll have to watch it.
No. It takes place at the same mall as Chopping Mall.
Ah, a lot of movies took place there.
Yeah. Chopping Mall is like the Kill Bill of horror movies. Everything's a reference. So, speaking of, I don't have a segue for this. Fuck Mosquito Man. It's so nothing. This is like Toxic Shark. This movie is a nothing burger. We've been recording for almost 40 minutes. What can you talk about, Mansquito? He shows up, he sucks some blood. Parker Lewis turns out he can lose.
Yes. No. But Parker Lewis shows up to take his girlfriend to the hospital and give her a blood transfusion because somehow he automatically knows that giving her a blood transfusion will cure her of her ailment.
Sure. He's operating by Van Helsing's logic in the Dracula novel.
Mm. And so she's holed up in the hospital. We've all decided that Mansquito's trying to bang her. Like that's his goal now. And you know, if Mansquito and Womansquito breed, it's all over for humanity. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what you're probably thinking at this point in the movie because they're guarding him. He's in the hospital, and you're thinking two things. You're like, how is he going to get in the hospital past all these cops?
Mm-hmm.
But then you're also thinking, wait a minute, he's just walking everywhere. He's a mosquito. What's he doing just walking everywhere? And then what happens, Patrick?
He mutates wings.
He gets his wings. That's right. He gets wings and flies. And he flies, I don't know, he just kind of flies around. But yeah, I don't know why a Mansquito wouldn't have the wings to begin with.
It's a slow transformation process.
I guess so.
Mm-hmm. They need to have a way to up the game halfway through the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do we up the game? Oh, I know.
And even though mosquitoes are generally pretty small, they do fly an estimated 1 to 1.5 miles an hour.
Mosquito fun fact.
Now, in your mosquito research,
Yeah. I did a lot of mosquito research for this.
okay, have you determined which circle of hell they burn in for all eternity?
No, but I did discover that a full moon increases mosquito activity by approximately 500%.
Mosquito fun fact.
Another mosquito fun fact is if it rains, I get them.
And they suck.
Much like Mosquito Man.
And I don't get this part where like the doctor lady who's in the hospital has like some ESP connection and just senses that Mansquito is near.
You've seen Halloween too.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, the hospital evacuates and Mansquito gets up and just starts murdering everybody in the hall. You'd think a movie that has this much a monster killing people would be, I don't know, somewhat better and somewhat more memorable. I mean, a guy gets his head stomped in from a giant Mansquito, and it's still not that great.
Turns out you can curb stomp someone as a mosquito, and the movie will wash over you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. She runs out of the hospital. Cop goes to help her. I don't know why the cop lets her in the front seat, but whatever. Kicks him out of the car and she drives off. And then there's this confrontation between Parker Lewis and the Mansquito where you get that wonderful line that we heard in the trailer.
Hey! Mansquito!
Hey, Mansquito. He actually says that in the movie.
It's such a tabloid line.
Oh, yeah.
Mansquito strikes.
It's a very Snakes on the Plane like ish line.
I'm tired of these motherfucking mosquitoes.
Did you ever watch the TV edit of that movie of Snakes on a Plane?
No,
like
I haven't.
TBS version.
I have a ridiculous phobia of snakes. I can't even look at them on screen.
It's fantastic because he says, "I'm tired of these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday through Friday train."
See, this is what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps. From Big Lebowski is an all-time favorite of mine.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it like a bunch of cops show up and they try to kill this man? I'm like, did nobody think he calls him Mansquito, so he knows he's part mosquito? Just bring some tiki torches with you.
Citronella candles?
Maybe some DEET. Yeah, some citronella, some bug zappers. Like, I don't understand.
Those high-pitched buzzy things that don't work?
Yeah, those little the tennis rackets that are electrified. Just start smacking them with those. And then it's kind of the end where finally Parker Lewis jumps up and zaps him with his little stun gun, and Jennifer's there, and they're all fighting. It just kind of all happens. He goes to fly away, and
she electrocutes him and herself.
Yeah, makes a giant bug zapper out of scaffolding.
Mm-hmm. And then no more Mansquito. It cuts to
and Parker no more Lewis. Jennifer.
And no more Jennifer.
Yeah.
It cuts to Parker Lewis typing out his police report on it and talking about how he can't lose.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no, how he lost everything.
Yeah.
Then the movie does something weird. He talks about it, but like at least it's over now, and he keeps walking, and the movie pans slightly left as he's walking out, and it pans slightly left to look at nothing, and then cuts the credits. As if it forgot that there wasn't a sting for the sting it was setting up.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be like maybe a mosquito there or something, or maybe some blue goo or something, but no, nothing. Nothing at all.
All right. Well, what wonderful news do you have of the making of Mansquito that we haven't heard here?
Well, the director, Tibor Takas, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I might have butchered it. He actually was one of the creators of the Sabrina the Teenage Witch TV series.
Really?
Yeah, and he directed the movie The Gate. Have you ever seen The Gate?
The one from the 80s?
Yeah.
The kids movie? Yeah.
No, the horror movie.
The kids. It's a children's horror movie. It's a PG-13
Is it really?
Oh,
it is. Well, Megan was PG-13. I wouldn't say that's a children's movie.
You could let your kid watch this. You want to watch it first, but you could let your kid watch this movie. It's about kids fighting demons.
Sweet.
Definitely watch it first. Don't ever take my word for anything.
I don't.
I don't know what the film is. Okay, I recommended a movie to some parents, and then I friends of mine, and then I paused and said, "Okay, now listen. I can't be held responsible if you actually show your children a movie. I tell you it's okay to show your children.
Yeah,
I don't. You should know me well enough to know by now that I have no idea what the right filter is for that.
You don't even know what makes a good movie. How many times did you watch Winter Beast?
Okay, well, hear me out. Winter Beast is fantastic, but not because it is good.
It's okay.
Winter Beast is important.
Mm-hmm.
Quality is not a prerequisite for enjoyment, Dustin.
This is true. I enjoy a lot of things that are not of good quality.
Mosquito's not really one of them. Don't get me wrong. You've picked worse movies, but this is boring.
It was very much on the level with Toxic Shark, where it's just boring and forgettable and whatever.
It's exactly Toxic Shark. It's what all those movies were. It's like it's a thing to watch in the sense that it is on and you are doing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to see something new on a Saturday night, you just watch this and it's fine.
It's fine. It's fun. It's fun to do that too. Like I didn't hate watching it. I hate talking about it. There's nothing to talking about. What are the themes on the movie that ripped off The Fly?
Yeah.
Death to Videodrome. Long live the new flesh. I don't know.
But you know what The Fly did not have?
Mosquito fun fact.
The Fly didn't have any mosquito fun facts.
No. Did have a woman give birth to a larva though.
Yeah, that was cool. So back to this director dude. He was one of the creators of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Great show.
He used to direct a bunch of episodes of Red Shoe Diaries.
I am slightly too young to have seen that show, but I know of it.
Yeah. And then he did a lot of TV movies. Mega Snake, Ice Spiders, New York City Tornado Terror, those kind of movies.
Yeah. No, other Sci-Fi Channel original movies.
Yeah. And then you also had the producer, Ken Badish, who was also the producer of Ernest Goes to Africa and Ernest in the Army.
Really?
And and he's also done a lot of TV movies like Snake King, Alien Lockdown, and Flu Bird Horror. See, they just take something that's in the headline and just write a story about it real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like Asylum will see a big movie coming out and they'll just try to make a mockbuster of it real fast. Sci-fi movies were seeing a headline and they would just try to make a movie about that headline real fast. That's just the formula.
And yet
now
they both lost to getting Cocaine Bear to theaters.
I know. Well, at least Mark Plenty is doing Cocaine Shark, so that's a plus.
Plus Meth Gator from the people at the Asylum.
From the Asylum, this is true. I'm wondering, maybe you can answer this question for me. I'm wondering if Christmas movies are just a way to launder money. And here's why I say that. So
the existence of the Hallmark Channel?
Well, Ken Badish, the producer, it started in 2013. He did a movie called Christmas on the Bayou, which I'm sure you've seen from coming from Louisiana, right?
It definitely has some mosquito content.
I'm sure. And then 2015, Wish Upon a Christmas. 2017, Christmas in Mississippi. 2018, Santa Jaws. Also in 2018, The Christmas Contract. Also in 2018, Hometown Christmas. 2019, Christmas in Louisiana. He did 7 Christmas movies in 6 years.
God, I wish Santa Jaws had more Christmas in it.
I've never seen Santa Jaws besides just looking at it from this, and it didn't seem like it was all that great.
It's bad. It's so bad. Oh my God. Santa Jaws is an imaginary comic book character that this kid accidentally brings to life. And then he kills people.
Oh.
In Florida.
All right. Yeah, they seem to do a lot of their movies based in that area. And the director, Tibor, he also did in 2000, Once Upon a Christmas. What do you think he made the sequel of that? What do you think the sequel of Once Upon a Christmas was called?
Well, common sense says Twice Upon a Christmas, but
yes, it was Twice Upon a Christmas.
Now, Was
What would
there
you
a,
name it?
Was there a Thrice Upon a Christmas?
Oh, not yet. We can only hope.
One can only hope.
But he did Once Upon a Christmas, Twice Upon a Christmas, Rocky Mountain Christmas, and then in 2018 he did It's Christmas Eve. Get it? It's not It's Christmas Eve, but It's Christmas, Eve. And he did Memories of Christmas. 2019, A Christmas Miracle. 2020, The Christmas Ant. What is with these people making shitty Christmas movies? They're just churning them out.
Yeah. They churn out a lot of stuff, though. They churn out a lot of horror. They churn out a lot of quote-unquote faith-based movies these days. It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm still thinking it's money laundering. I don't know. They're just doing it to make money.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Wink, wink.
Allegedly.
Yes. And surprisingly enough, there is not a lot of behind-the-scenes fun stuff about this movie. It was filmed mostly in Bulgaria.
Okay.
And that was, I mean, that's about it. There wasn't a heck of a lot besides all those mosquito fun facts.
Well, we still got about an hour out of that.
Yeah, well, we're not done yet because.
Well, we should be.
Patrick, this is the part of the podcast where I have to ask you a question.
What question is that?
What do you think the title of episode 6 of MILF Manor was? Remember, they all go with songs, lyrics from songs.
Oh, they go to well, refresh my memory. What were the other episodes? Just a couple.
Oh,
just
let's
one or
see.
two.
Oh God, I don't even remember when they were so stupid. I mean, they were so amazing. MILF's Broken Heart. I'm a MILF. I'm a big boy now. She's a bad MILF jamma. MILF said knock you out.
Smoking dope with MILF kin.
That would be too cool. It was MILF told me not to come.
Mama told me not to come is the name of a song?
No, it's a lyric of a song.
Yeah,
they do lyrics. So this
let's do David Allan Coe. I was drunk the day my MILF got out of prison.
That would be great. This is the episode they kind of teased in the first episode where they did the massage challenge. Okay. All the moms were basically naked underneath a little towel, like like you get a massage, except for they're blindfolded. All of the sons come in who are also blindfolded. They have 2 minutes to massage each of the moms, and then the moms rate them on a scale of 1 to 5, and then they go to the next mom and give her a massage. And the point isn't to try to guess if it's your own son giving you a massage. The point is just to rate the massage, and then whoever gets the highest rating, I don't know, gets to go on a date or something.
Is the point to see if you can stimulate the audience's gag reflex without any physical response?
Yeah, I mean, at the point where one of the moms is saying, "Oh yeah, right there, baby," and it happens to be her son that's giving her the massage. This show is so fucked up.
It's
so wrong.
There's a sense of morality that people accuse people like us of not having for watching movies like Frankenhooker. But this show exists.
Yes.
Devoid of any kind of
far worse than
values.
No, far worse. And the one mom that was kind of that we're kind of promiscuous to begin with, finally gets a chance to go off on some glamping trip, they call it, with one of these dudes, and they're all in bed, and it's his chance to bang her because she's like, "Hey, I'm here, let's do this," and the guy backs out. Now, here's the thing about this guy: he is slightly effeminate. And he has a super religious mom, and he just backed out of a easy romp in the sack with a lady. I'm not saying anything, but he might.
Yeah, you kind of are.
Possibly. I've known some effeminate people with very religious parents who, it turned out as they got older and had their own freedom, realized that they were gay.
The pandemic helps.
I'm not saying this guy is or isn't. I'm just saying that it is a situation that has happened, especially when you have super religious parents that are trying to, restrain you from your own personal freedoms. But okay, here's the real question.
In a way, I brought you here to offer you a job. You think you can do it better, so here's your chance.
All right. You must change 3 things and only 3 things to attempt at approving this movie. What do you do?
It's so serviceable. It's hard to decide how to improve a Fly ripoff that does what it's supposed to do, which is take out 90 minutes on a Saturday night. But if we were going to change anything, what would it be? The first thing is most glaring. There needs to be a stinger at the end of the movie for more mosquitoes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an egg or something. I don't know.
You always have to leave with a possible sequel. Like that's how every good monster movie should end.
So we need a sequel bait stinger. That's the first problem.
Now, is stinger, is that supposed to be a pun for mosquitoes?
No, but it's a good way to work in some bee-related content.
All right.
For Murder Wasp, the movie.
Yeah. Second, I thought you were going to say some beaver content, but no, we didn't go there.
Do you remember the end of Zombievers when zombies show up?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. This is a hard one because it's like, it's fine. It does what it's supposed to do. And also, I don't remember most of it. What could you do to make it memorable? That's an interesting question.
You had a lot of deaths. That was good. I don't know if Parker Lewis was the right casting for the cop.
No, you could stand to change out of the cop for someone more hard edged. I feel like we could have had a more focused secondary bad guy in the doctor who initially begins the process of testing on convicts. I think that what we should, because he gets killed, but he gets killed pretty early and without a lot of fanfare. If he was more of an asshole, and we really relished more of his death, I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, if he tries to like rationalize with Mansquito and like, hey, I can help you. You know, I did this and it created you. And then it could kind of be like a B plot villain. Yeah, that could work.
Yep, that's it. Those are my choices. He's more mosquito than man now.
Yeah.
We'll let it go. Let's give him the murderous brain of a mosquito.
I think maybe wings earlier would have helped too. I don't know. I know from a budget standpoint that wouldn't have really worked out, but
so like, what if there was a way to fix the mutation? If they went into a replicator and they came out the other side.
Yeah, just like a transportation type device.
Yeah, like a transportation type device. They can walk into the transportation type device, which we're calling a replicator for no reason. And when they come out the other side of the device, they're just normal except hotter. And also a girl.
Yeah.
And also an alligator.
Gator babe.
Mm-hmm. That could work.
It could work.
This is the second Fly ripoff we've done. I just realized that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Less
than a month.
I had zero clue about what this movie was going to be about, other than the name Mansquito and the fact that Parker Lewis was in it. That was the only 2 things I knew about this movie going in.
It's fine. Like I thought it would be funner than it was, but I don't know why I thought that. I've seen Syfy Channel original movies. I watched them religiously for years. I should know what I was getting into.
Bunch of hype, very little payoff.
Exactly.
And you watch it and you just go, all right, I watched it.
Do you remember how bad the CGI on the Sharktopus actually was?
Oh God, yeah.
The guns, when it had the guns at the end of the movie, that was the worst.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that again for the guns. I don't remember the guns, but yeah, I don't know if I want to watch that movie again, but maybe I will.
You don't have to. It will add nothing to your life.
No, that's true. I could just watch Cocaine Bear a bunch of times instead.
Or Winter Beast again. It's right there.
Oh, no. Stop with the Winter Beast.
It's better than things.
Is it though? I think it's on par. Well, no, nothing's worse than things. Nothing is on that level.
You couldn't even get through that sentence. That's fine.
No, I really couldn't. It was bad. It was real bad. All right. Do you have anything else that you want to add to this episode, this show? Do you have any? Was there anything maybe I didn't mention that you might have a
mosquito fun fact?
Mosquito fun fact about?
We could end it because I had a joke that I wanted to use to end the episode like 40 minutes ago, and I didn't write it down. There is no way of telling what that could possibly be at this point.
So if you remember it, you can just edit in here, and I'll just hold on. There we go. We'll just
anyway. So how's your sex life? Hi, doggy.
Oh, hi.
Okay, they're remaking that movie.
I saw that,
and I'm so done.
It's not going to work because the people aren't you need to have aliens in human skin to pull this movie off, and it's not going to happen. No,
Bob Odenkirk is a human.
Yeah,
he's a person who understands timing.
Yeah, and he's actually funny. He's not going to be able to do it.
No, you cannot make The Room on purpose. It cannot be done.
Nope. It's just gonna lose its charm. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for this episode.
Yeah, we're about as wrapped as rap can get.
Yeah. So like, subscribe, review, whatever you can do on whatever platform you manage to find us on.
Just let us know what the buzz is.
Yeah.
If you thought the movie sucked, just give us a holler.
Yeah, you can go to our website, foundonshelfpod.com. You can go to podpage.com/foundonshelfpod, or just look up Found on Shelf Pod on whatever you want. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just look, and you'll probably find us there. You can also send us an email, foundonshelfpod@gmail.com. Tried to make it easy for you guys. Found on Shelf Pod is all you got to remember. One word. Let us know what you think of the show. Offer any suggestions on any movies that you suggest that we watch, or any movies that you think that we should completely avoid.
Or pitches for the sequel to a gnome named Norm.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We could do that.
A meme lord gnome talking about gnormies.
Good night. Yeah, one more thing. I got a mosquito. The outro song kind of sucks, so I had to go find it. There you go.
I took my headphones off like immediately. Wasn't sitting through that. Are you kidding?
I did a Google search for annoying children's mosquito song, and I found that.